Lift your hand and say, Lord, deliver me from my enemies, from my haters, from my foe, in the month of May.
All right, prophet.
May I be delivered.
Yes, sir.
From all my enemies in the month of May. Somebody holler May. May God arise and deliver me in the month of May. God arise and free me, set me free from the hands of the wicked in the month of, you ready for that one, huh? You ready for this? You sure you're ready for this? Somebody praise God, man. In the month of May, God strike all your enemies on their jawbone. In the month of May, God strike your enemy in their jawbone. You know what I preach? Broke out them teeth in the month of, pop out the teeth of the wicked. Give them a knockout in the month of May. Your enemies be struck down on their jawbone. Somebody say May. All who are used their tongue, the city tongue, lying tongue, Jezebel tongue, Delilah tongue, witchcraft tongue against your life, may God strike them, lick out the teeth, may their tongue cleave to the top of their head, pop out their, lick out their teeth in the month of, by the 31st of.
So Mark Golden I give Andrew Holness and Marlene Malahoo Forte headache when it comes on to the constitutional reform. Mark Golden decides he will not sign unless the Caribbean Court of Justice become our final court of law. Mark Golden said they have to erase the Privy Council as well once them are remove the Queen or the King as the head of state. You understand me? I say, now people, I want to know, tell me if you don't agree. We have a lot of video to play inside this update. But bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. May hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful evening. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every and any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray. Because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update. So you definitely don't want to miss none of it. So remember to leave a like on this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And turn on the post notification bell. So whenever we drop new content, you will be first to be notified. And remember, watch the video till the end so you can have a full understanding of everything that go on in this video. Now, people, make we run the intro and come back. We soon forward. Don't move a muscle. So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now people, Mark Golden a roll out and signing the constitutional reform. Now, you know say if Mark Golden does not sign that document, then things can move forward. It have to have the signature of the people on board of the constitutional reform. You understand me? I say, so if the document does not sign, then things cannot move forward. And we all know say Mark Golden instructs his people him not to sign the document until him get what him asks for. Now, one of the things that Mark Golden asks for is for them to remove the Privy Council as the Jamaican last court of justice and use the CCJ. You understand me? I say, now, it look like Andrew Holness them no want to do that. So Mark Golding, I make them know, say, listen, I may have the key right now, you know. I may have the anger and I have the blade. So, on make up on the mind. So what them say now is that Mark Golding I make trouble. You understand? So Mark Golding explains say him not make no trouble. Him just do the right thing. Him do the right. Him a say if you not go take out 1 foot, then might as well take out the other foot. Or if you not go push 1 foot, then might as well on push the 2 foot. On can't do one and left back one. So listen to what Mark Golding said, people.
More details are emerging about the areas of discontent by the opposition leader Mark Golding on aspects of the CRC report. He's pointed to 16 clauses. Among them, he says it should be clearly stated that the official name of Jamaica as a state is not to be changed to the Republic of Jamaica, but is to remain as Jamaica. He also is in disagreement with the proposed solution where the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition have not agreed on the President. He says any solution which enables the President to be approved via a simple majority vote of both Houses of Parliament effectively incentivizes the Prime Minister to choose someone who he or she perceives as favoring his or her party. Mr. Golding is also not in support of the proposal for appointing an interim president to act in a temporary vacancy. Changes relating to the composition of the Senate and extension of the Parliament beyond 5 years are also being opposed. On other issues, Mr. Golding has sought clarity from the Constitutional Reform Committee. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Labour Party in a statement said the government has heard and positively responded to wide and consistent representation from across the island for Jamaica to become a republic. The statement further notes that the Prime Minister responded to public sentiment concerning the issue by establishing a bipartisan committee to advance the process. The JLP says it is disappointed with the decision of the People's National Party to refuse to sign the report of the Constitutional Reform Committee. Member of the JLP's Public Relations Council, Senator Shireen Golding Campbell, says despite significant progress made in acting on widespread public sentiment that Jamaica should become a republic, PNP President Mark Golding has chosen to potentially derail the process by making demands at the proverbial 11th hour. Senator Golding Campbell says the JLP is hopeful that the PNP will allow the agreed consensual process to continue.
Marlene Malahoo Forte came out and she speak out against Mark Golding, and again she is making Mark Golding look like a troublemaker. So people, make we hear what Marlene Malahoo Forte had to say, and then we come back again and let you hear from Mark Golding himself.
I believe the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mark Golding, owes it to the people of Jamaica to come clean and say why he has taken the stance he has taken.
The parliamentary opposition wants Jamaica's transition from the British monarchy to coincide with the move away from the UK-based Privy Council as the country's final appellate court, despite the government indicating that the concerns surrounding the CCJ will be addressed in phase 2 of the constitutional reform process. The opposition has not yielded.
If we cannot cooperate and collaborate on the things on which we agree, how will we do so on the things on which we disagree? I think Mr. Golding's approach is his way or the highway. I believe that his utterances and his conduct make it clear that he wants to lead the process and he wants to do it his way.
The objection raised by the opposition leader has brought into question whether a bipartisan approach to relinquishing the king as the head of state will ever materialize. For Justice Minister Delroy Chuck,
the sooner that the opposition members, under the instructions from the leader of the opposition, sign and agree, then hopefully we can move forward.
So, with the opposition taking a tough stance, the big question is, what's next?
This is a process that requires true collaboration, not lip service. I have done what I can to ensure that no issue was too sensitive to be raised in the committee or to be reported on. I believe the members of the opposition who are part of the committee have engaged in goodwill and have made a good contribution. And I believe that the recommendations have been informed by their perspective.
Now, a lot of people maybe have a problem with Mark Golding, but one thing with Mark Golding, from ever since him take over from Peter Phillip, him always on point. And him always expose some things that Andrew Holness and his party are doing. Now, Mark Golding have him right for tell Andrew Holness, say, listen, that's where the Privy Council. If you decide, say, you go dash where the Queen, or you go dash where the King, then go ahead and dash where the Privy Council as well. And then again, Mark Golding also want Andrew Holness to come clean to the Jamaican people them about this whole constitutional thing and so forth. But let us check out Mark Golding right now.
The opposition People's National Party is rubbishing claims that it's sabotaging Jamaica's constitutional reform process after its members refused to sign the recommendations put forward by the committee. On Tuesday, the opposition, during a press conference, told the country why.
We could not sign because we knew some of the positions in the document were contrary to long-standing PNP policy. The matter of the CCJ is a 1-2 matter for us, because this has been a long-standing issue.
According to opposition leader Mark Golding, the issue of the Caribbean Court of Justice being the final appellate court for Jamaicans was non-negotiable.
Our position is that time come to leave the British monarchy in full, once and for all. When Jamaica is moving out of the King's Yard, we cannot have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the yard. That would leave us neither fish nor fowl in another man's yard. That can't work.
Just last week, the Privy Council received approval from the UK government for judges in different countries to preside over matters, countries like Jamaica. President Robert Reid said having a judge with direct knowledge of the local issues would enhance the quality of the Privy Council decision-making. Former President of Jamaica's Court of Appeal, retired Justice Seymour Panton, in a Gleaner article, urged the government to reject it. Now, the opposition says the process to appoint a president who will replace the Governor General is a little worrying. That's because, based on the recommendation, the government of the day could use its majority in the parliament to elect that person, which lends itself to political influence. The opposition also wants impeachment to be considered, but that was shut down by the Constitutional Reform Committee. Now, the opposition did release a document today stating their position, but that was a little bit difficult to follow because the Constitutional Reform document has not been made public, and that's why they want it to be released.
In my view, this report, which has gone to Cabinet, should have been widely distributed so that the country can see what it is recommending. Because it is supposed to be the consultations with the people which has led to the drafting of this report.
But what if Cabinet approves the report without the opposition's signatures? It would mean the report would be tabled in Parliament and go through the process to be passed. Mr. Golding said he would have to use his powers as the opposition.
If they want to push forward without the opposition on board, they can do so. We can't stop them from pushing forward, but we know that when it comes to Parliament, we have a responsibility, and the Constitution gives us certain powers, and we will be exercising those in due course. We're not in favor of a phased approach to decolonization. We're not in favor of having 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the King's Yard. We must either be in or out. Can't be neither fish nor fowl. Time come to deal with this matter once and for all. Generations are going to have to live with this. Jamaican people should have access to justice now to their final court. It's been denied them from slavery to now. Very few cases go to the Privy Council from Jamaica each year. A small fraction of appeals that are adjudicated by the Court of Appeal here end up at the Privy Council for the benefit of the learning of the final court. I'm prepared to wait. I want generations to come to have a good constitution. I want generations to come to have access to their final court. Shanique Myrie got justice because of her access to the CCJ. She wasn't a rich person. She couldn't afford to take a case to London, but she got justice. The court came here and heard her case, and Barbados had to pay her damages for having wrongfully excluded her from Barbados. And that is a kind of benefit I want the Jamaican people to have, not just on treaty issues around CARICOM access, but on all issues to do with constitutional rights, commercial disputes, and criminal appeals. Time come for that.
So as you can hear, my viewers and my subscribers, Mark Golding lay out his card on the table. So it is now down to the Jamaican Labour Party if we know if they want to flip the card or not. You understand what I say? It's either they work with what Mark Golding is saying, because what he's saying is that people in Jamaica cannot afford to make it to the Privy Council because a £500,000 figure Privy Council. So, you know, it's a whole lot of money that. And people cannot afford that type of money figure Privy Council. Only the rich people, them. So, when you go to the Caribbean Court of Justice, then everybody, we have access to the Caribbean Court of Justice. So, everybody will get a second chance at life when they go to the Caribbean Court of Justice after the appeal. You understand what I say? So, the Caribbean Court of Justice would come like something like the Privy Council. So that would be the Jamaican last court. You understand what I say? But at the end of the day, poor man would have a chance to go there, so rich people would have a chance to go there. So same way. So he might try if he set up something where everybody can have access to instead of just the rich people them alone. So people, let me know if you agree with what Mark Golding are saying, or you think Mark Golding should just go ahead and sign the document. Let me know down below in the comment section. So let me leave you with this video.
Jamaica, Jamaicans, me Jamaican people, why you not always tell me to shut up and stop talking about the Prime Minister and his government? Stop talking about Andrew Holness and his government. Now Jamaica, on a serious note, can you trust Andrew? Can you trust Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister? Do you believe in Andrew Holness? Can you take a word from Andrew without taking it with a grain of salt? Now Jamaica, honestly, I feel leave Andrew alone and stop talking about him. But Andrew tell me to do it. Andrew tell the Jamaican people to do it. The people them like me, we are going to see everything what you do and call out the wrongs. Him said we must come out in concert and raise our voice against any level of corruption we see the government is doing. Him tell me to do it, Jamaica. I not do it by my own will. And you tell me, so when me see him keep up corruption, we must talk and we must raise our voice. So Jamaica, so now we're raising our voice in concert. Him tell we to do it. Why don't have a problem with what the man tell we to do? Why don't have a problem? So we're raising our voice in concert against Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party government. The corruption, the police brutality that them allowed to happen, the broken roads and sidewalks and drains, dilapidated schools and hospitals, the pay increase that they give to themselves. And him say we must raise our voice against anything when him corruption. We see the SSL saga. We see his wife, the Speaker of the House, bullyism. Yes, Jamaica. And him say we must raise our voice in concert. Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is the only Prime Minister in the history of Jamaica that travels so much time and been to so much meetings with the international community, but never came back and tell the people what these meetings were all about. Jamaica, He's the only prime minister that don't come back and brief the Jamaican people and said, well, I went and meet with the Saudis and it was a great meeting. It was progressive and we have works in the pipeline. This is what our plans and this is what we propose to the Saudis. This is what we propose to the Americans. This is what we propose to the Germans and the Venezuela. Well, they deal with Venezuelan people, government. But anyway, Jamaica, he's the only prime minister that I see run out against social media bloggers. Jamaica, let's make Andrew Holness legacy solely built on pandemic. Now Jamaica, the juke where them make on the take, that them force upon the teachers. And we were seeing our teachers dying in record numbers and other way people of the society from the British manufacture of the vaccine with nobody to hold accountable. Now Jamaica, we must hold the government accountable. We must hold the government accountable. Jamaica, you see the lawlessness and the disrespect for the Jamaican people by this Andrew Holness government. Playing land with how much people. Them tell immigration to stand down. But Jamaica, is it right that the government don't care about its people? Is it right, Jamaica? Is it right, Jamaica, that the people in these markets have to be selling their product amongst raw sewage? Is it right, Jamaica, that we must never call out on our government when the people see injustices happening to them? Does that make it right? To all the people who said, "I must stop talking about Andrew and leave Andrew alone," are you listening to yourself? Do you have children going to school? Do you have an old sick grandmother that will have to use the hospitals? Do you stop and think that the people who is raising the awareness, some of us life come under threat, but we stand tall to speak up for the Jamaican people who don't have a voice, who are afraid to raise their voice in concert, even though the very Prime Minister tell you that you must do it. Jamaica, this Prime Minister is so lie. This Prime Minister and his government is so lie. The Prime Minister is so lie, it remind me of my ex-girlfriend. The two of them so lie, they would make a perfect couple. But Jamaica, put away your personal feelings, how you feel about your party, and how you feel about your leader. And for once, put Jamaica first. Put the well-being of Jamaicans first. And ask yourself, for you to speak up for what's right, what you have to lose. Ask yourself that, my Jamaican people. Ask yourself that question. I'm not here to look any likes. My videos on YouTube and TikTok, on Facebook and Instagram, none of my channel is monetized. I don't get paid from none of these contents I create. I do what I do because I have to help to raise their awareness. When Andrew Holness was up for election, because of what he said he would do for the Jamaican people, I did give him my support. And I did encourage people who would not normally go out and vote, I encourage them to give him the vote. So my job right now, Jamaica, is to make sure those people take back their votes. My job is to stop Andrew Holness from continuing as Prime Minister of Jamaica. My job is to remind the Jamaican people of the inhumane treatment during pandemic. And they force you all to take vaccination. And now vaccination is giving blood clot and killing people. My job is to remind you, Jamaica, how brutally they treat you during pandemic. Some of your sons and husbands and brothers and cousins were thrown in jail going about their lawful business. Some of them were shot crossing police line to get to work, going through checkpoint because they refused to stop. Because they feel like their rights was breached. Some of you have children home and the fathers left to go to work and never return. Some end up in a body bag. Some end up in jail, fighting charges. But Jamaica, and then it's me, you all want to say, destroying Jamaica? Me who don't want to say, helping to tear Jamaica down? No, I'm not stopping in my pursuit of making sure this government never get a next chance in the history of Jamaica to lead the Jamaican people. That's my job. That's my job. At all costs. To bring this government out of power. So if you think that you are doing some good help by seeing the corruption and said, I want to continue with this government, then you are in the wrong mindset. Yes, Jamaica. Yes, Jamaicans.